Okay, let's go.
Hi guys, welcome back to the In the Deep End podcast. I am Cosmic,
and I'm Shanda.
And check out this video really quick.
All my life, black girls have never liked me. I don't know if it's because of the way I talk. I don't know if I'm just weird. I don't know if I'm just ugly. I don't know if it's because I don't know how to braid hair. But when I tell you I cannot, just click with black women, it hurts my heart so bad. Because if y'all know me, if you know me, then you know I'm so pro-black. I'm so girl. You don't even have to be black locust or whether you on my team on me. I specifically love on black people, but it really seems like I'm not wanted in my community. Black girls do not be liking me, and I promise y'all, I love my people so bad. But y'all not finna keep on making me feel like I'm inadequate. Y'all not finna keep on making me feel like I don't belong here. Because I'm black just like everybody else is black. I'm from the trenches like everybody else is from the trenches. Really, I probably did more, been through more than a lot of y'all. A lot of people that be really trying to play with my top because of the way that I speak or the way that I dress. I don't have to do what you do. I don't have to talk how you talk. I don't have to stay where you stay. I don't have to lay where you lay. The fuck? But guess what? I'ma forever be me. If I got any sisters on here that love all black women, not just stereotypical black women. If I have some sisters on here that don't want to be on baddies. If I have some sisters on here. If I have some sisters on here that like to read, if I have some sisters on here that are a little bit goofy, if I have some sisters on here that haven't been accepted by their own community and pushed to the white community, if somebody told you talk white, follow me. If somebody told you talk white, this is your home. If somebody told you act white, this is your home. If somebody told you think you're white, this where you need to be at. Right over here with Sadiddy. Because guess what? Since y'all really played with me on my soul, I'm going to make a space for black women like me to flourish. No, you're not invited. You can't come outside with us. You ain't coming outside with us. Because I'm tired of y'all treating us like y'all be treating us. And ain't no way we got to just only hang with white people. Hell no, hell no, hell no, hell no. If I got some two-tone black girls, come over here. Come over here. Come over here. If I got some black girls on here that know how to code switch, come with me. Come with me. So we can make some money. So we can make some money. So we can do what we gotta do. Because I'm tired of sitting in spaces and pushing myself in spaces that I'm not wanted. But I bet you this. Since y'all always have played with me all my life, I'm gonna make sure you never forget Sadiddy name. I put that on my mama. You will never forget Sadiddy name. And y'all go hate that y'all treated me the way y'all did. I'm gonna be that black bitch you really want to be friends with. And no, you ain't gonna be able to kick it with me. I only like bitches that's weird. I only like bitches that talk white.
So you being a black woman yourself, what do you think about that video?
This is my life story.
Right.
This is my life story. Hearing her talk about it and hearing kind of the pain in her voice brings back so many memories for me. Black women or black girls, I guess, when I was younger, never liked me. Now, granted, I only had one black friend in high school because there were only a few of us in the area and in the school. However, when I became of driving age and I made my way down to South Central, I was all happy to be around my folks, and I've never seen so many black people in one place before, and I was feeling it. But those girls did not like me. They could not stand me. The guys were a little different, but the girls did not like me at all. And I just could not figure it out. And it hurt my feelings because I was so happy to be around my folks. But yet they called me names. I was Oreo cookie. I was, you think you're white. You name it. And I was just standing there like stunned and not really knowing what to think.
Right.
So I really feel where she's coming from.
Yeah, no, I think it's something that I can relate to myself a little bit. I can't say that. I can say no one's treated me worse than black people to be dead honest. I've been probably mistreated the worst by my own people, and it's like it was really hard for me to click with them a lot of the time because I was raised a little bit differently. And so it kind of makes it hard for me to see. The thing that makes me different between you and this girl in this video is it's like that kind of hardened my heart to black people a little bit. It's kind of like
the video made you feel like that.
No, just my experience with black people
right.
made me feel that way. And I think that I was definitely like this girl in this video, and I was a big supporter of black people. I was like one of the biggest advocates for black people. But as time went on, it was kind of like, okay, this isn't really a space for me, because even though we're skin folk, we're not kin folk, right? So I was just kind of like, okay, well, it kind of made me like distance myself from a lot of black people. But if I really think back on my experience, it's kind of like maybe a lot of that has to do with you personally as an individual and how you receive certain things. Because I can't necessarily say that, I didn't have black friends. I did. And we were real cool. So, I don't know. It's kind of like a half and half thing for me. But I would definitely experience the you think you're white. You think you're an Oreo. Why do you talk like that? Black people don't talk like that.
Yep.
The stuff you're interested in isn't basketball or, playing in a gang or playing like you're in a gang. So it's almost like we don't really rock with you. So I definitely get where she's coming from in this video. I think it was so interesting. It's almost like you see her in the beginning half of the video. She's having like a real vulnerable moment. But isn't it's such a trip how even though she's like feeling down, she like starts to pick herself back up again.
Yeah,
kind of like she's almost like she's hearing what she's saying, and then she's like
getting
also
upset about it.
Not just getting upset about it, but she's stepping up to bat for herself.
Right.
And I like really like that. I really admired that about that in this video.
Well, too, it's like when in listening to what she had to say, I remember having many conversations with people about why do you talk like that, like you said earlier, and I was like what? Right. I don't even know what they were talking about.
I understand. I even dealt with it with my siblings because I guess my mom's side is very different than my dad's side. So my dad's side, it's pretty ethnic. I loved it there. It was great. I had a great time. But it was always, he knows all his words. He's a little different. Like, it was always that. So it was just kind of like, it's definitely something you experience when you don't, I guess, I don't even know. I know what I would call it. I want to say grow up ghetto or around not the hood, not the best educational environment. But and what a lot of people don't know is you had a lot to do with how I talk. It's almost like you made sure to correct me anytime I was saying something that was not proper or not correct, and you say you don't say it like that, you say it like this. Yep. So it's like part of it's like super irritating to me because it's like it's not something I have to try to do. It's just how I talk.
Right.
It's just how I was taught to speak. And not to mention, I already spoke relatively well from a young age, like very young, like 3. So
it's true. He did.
Yeah. So it's just, it was something that was very frustrating and definitely hardened my heart towards black people a bit.
Well, you know what? What I wonder, why does being black equate to vernacular?
Or degeneracy.
How you talk makes you black or non-black. Mm-hmm. How you perform and maneuver in the world makes you black or not black.
Right.
If you're not saying fuck the police, you're not black.
Right.
All of these things You know,
although I was on fuck the police though.
Well, for example, we had an incident. Our neighbor had an incident, and they were doing the whole "fuck you, fuck punk ass cops," this, that, and the third. And I was just sitting there like, why is that all? Why are you doing that? Why is that necessary?
Because you're gonna end up on the news here in a minute.
Yeah. See, so because you don't react in that way, then somehow you're not black.
Right.
I've dealt with that my entire life, even now as an adult.
Right. Like at work.
Just out and about. You know, the black people just don't like me. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're, like I said, the guys are always different. They've always liked me. But the women, we just don't jive. And I'm not sure what that is. I remember talking to someone and I said something. I don't really remember what it was at this point, but the way that she looked at me was just like, it was kind of like disappointment in a way. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, this is a whitewashed bitch or something like that. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just always been pretty hurtful. But I was brought up to try to be able to maneuver in whatever situation I find myself in.
Right.
Whether it is in a room with all white people, I'm okay because I can communicate like they do, in quotes. But I was never taught the other side of things, to be able to communicate effectively in an all black space, because people are looking at me like I'm the white person in the room.
Right.
And it just, it's just really sad. And I hate to see that this girl is going through this. And one thing that I thought was interesting, she's all froed up. And
I was just gonna say something
in
about
her
that.
blackness, and I wonder, does she do that because she wants so badly to be accepted by her own people,
right?
Or is it just something that she's doing? But it would lead me to believe that she's like, see, I'm black, and it's like, why do we have to do that?
Yeah,
I love my black folks too.
I know that for me anyway. And I have love for my people, of course, because it's like, how can you not? It's kind of like your family, but, you're not, I don't really like you. So,
we are all
and
family.
You don't like me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of like, it's fuck you, but, I care for you. I think that, I don't know about the whole froed up thing and, her trying to accentuate her blackness so that she's seen by her community more. Mm-hmm. But one thing I can say is she's doing the right thing, going on social media and looking for her people. Because there are people who connect to what it is she's talking about and who don't want to just be on baddies and only care about the 30, 40-inch weaves and whatever it is, they're all into. I don't know, trapping and rapping, all of that, I don't know. But I think she's doing a great thing. And there are people like you and like I who, it's good to see that from them.
Well, you know what, too? When you said earlier about your speech and how you articulate, and you said that I would always correct you, my granny did the same thing.
Right.
I remember being next door and talking to a friend of mine or something. We're talking about the police, and I was saying police, right? And my mom said, it's not police. It's police, right? So my mom did that to me all the time. And I'm like, Mom, it's just how people say it.
Right.
And she said, no, if you practice turns into permanence. Mm-hmm. So if you continue to say it this way, just because it's kind of a slang way of saying it and this, that, and the third, you're going to find yourself always saying it.
It's kind of like in these TikToks when these black people have corporate jobs and they're used to code switching. Mm-hmm. And they said, guys, I think I just lost my job. I was in a meeting talking about, we made a couple bands. I was rolling. And it's like, see, man, you slipped up.
Yeah, you slipped up.
You slipped up.
Right. So she said, just say it properly all the time, no matter the circumstance.
Right.
And that was a great thing. thing. But socially,
for the work world,
right, for the corporate world or the work world in general, but socially, you get looked down upon because you don't speak like some black people do. And it's just unfortunate, you know? It's just like kids in school that do well.
Right, it's looked down on.
Yeah, it's looked down on. They're picked on. They're called nerds. They're, you know, they're ostracized for doing well in school, or they're ostracized for speaking well. Or they're ostracized for not, you know, talking about guns and money and fuck that bitch and all of that stuff. You know, it's just why do we force that upon ourselves and our kids? Why isn't it a good thing to be smart? Why isn't it a good thing to speak well?
Right. And I guess that's why I said I'm kind of 50-50 on my experience wise, because I kind of had both dynamics, although it's more of like a 80-20 because of the time I spent with each parent. It's almost like I was with you 80% of the time, then my dad 20% of the time, but I still was able to
excuse me,
I guess I was still taught another side of things. So I was more versatile, but then it got to a point where, you know, you have like existential crisis because you're kind of like, okay, this is how you handle this situation on this side. But that's not going to work well for me in the environment I dwell in the majority of the time if I act said way, right? So it's not that it's not there. It's just that the way that my situation set up, what would be acceptable over here isn't acceptable over here, and vice versa. Right? So it was just, it's a trip. I definitely get where she's coming from, and I love that she made this video.
I like that she made the video too, and if this video somehow makes it to this young lady, we will tag her in the description box, so hopefully she'll see it, and I understand where you're coming from. Keep your head up, and it'll be okay. You will find the people who will like you.
Right. And that's all I have to say on that matter. What about you?
That's all, guys. Thanks so much for watching.
Bye.
Okay, let's go.